Hi everyone, this is Adrian Simons. Welcome to my channel for the single mom. And today I want to speak about and remind you that you are a powerful creator. So the reason why we create hardships in our life as single parents sometimes is because you do not think of yourself as being a powerful creator. And the only way to be a powerful creator though is to be creating from your true essence instead of your ego. So I remember when I got married, my first marriage. And when I look back with hindsight, I realized why that didn't work for me. I was actually creating from my ego. I was creating from a place of lack. I was creating from a place of fear. I was creating from a place of not feeling worthy because I wanted love. I wanted affection. I wanted validation. I wanted assurances I'm not going to be abandoned. I wanted assurances that my needs will be met. These are all places and indications of being in a space where you are actually creating from a place of lack. And this is what I did. And ultimately, that choice then led to me being a single parent and quite a bit of hardships that followed in the process of that. And I appreciate those hardships I had because that led me to the path that I am now, where I'm able to talk up to other single moms and inspire them and let them know that as powerful creators, they can turn things around and that the situation that you are currently in, it's not forever. However, I do want to make it very clear that what I was not doing at the time when I made the choice of going into that first marriage, and it came from this place of creating from ego, from lack, from fear. What I didn't have at that time was emotional independence. What do I mean by emotional independence? Well, just like people are physically independent and financially independent, it should also be our goal to become emotionally independent. And that would mean that irrespective of what is happening on the outside, irrespective of the people and situations that you have to deal with, you are not going to allow that to dictate how you feel. Therefore, I say you have emotional independence. So this flies in the face of how we are programmed. From a very young age, we are programmed to appease people. We need to ensure that we carry the favor of our parents, our older siblings, when we go out there in the world, whether it's at school or whether we are in preschool, we have to make sure that we have the approval of the adults around us. We are not always allowed to express our needs, to express our wants, to voice our concerns, to have a voice. And all of these things program us to basically think that we do not have any power. I don't know if you heard the story of the elephant. At a very young age, I think it's in Thailand where this happens. They would put a stick in the ground and they would tie a rope around the ankle of the elephant, and that would be the back leg. And this elephant, this young elephant, he would only go as far as the rope allows him to go. And then that pin in the ground would stop him from going any further. And because a young elephant is not very strong, he learns that that is the limit. At the end of the rope, that is the limit that he can go to. And then even when this elephant grows up and becomes an adult elephant, he doesn't venture further than at the end of the rope because he has been programmed to think that that is as far as he can go. And we are very much the same in terms of how we are programmed in having a limited ego that's all about survival. That is all about I want this, I want that, I want love, I want approval. We don't realize that we should be giving all of those to ourselves. From a young age, we are trained to look outside of ourselves for love. We are trained to look outside of ourselves for validation. We are trained to look outside of ourselves for success. We are trained to look outside of ourselves for abundance, for feeling worthy, for well-being. We are externally focused, trained completely away from our true essence. So the identity of the ego is all about I am lack, I am worthless, I am in fear, I am powerless. This is the identity of the ego, and because many of us so strongly identify with the ego, we operate and create from that very low vibrational point. And that is why those things that we create in our life does not feel fulfilling, does not feel satisfying, because we expect to get the feeling of worthiness from whatever we're creating. We expect to get the feeling of love, appreciation, validation from the things that we are creating. And when we don't get it, we're confused. So this is why we now need to start becoming aware that this is not our true identity, and this is not the place to create things from. The place to create things from is our true essence. Our true essence is I am peace, I am freedom, I am worthiness, I am joy. So instead of wanting those things, you become aware that you already are those things. And so when you want peace, you don't look for peace outside and wanting to control circumstances and people on the outside of you in order to have peace. No, you have the peace inside of you. And then that peace you radiate out. And you create from that place. You are peace, and you're able to create peace for yourself. You are harmony, and you're able to create that harmony outside of you. You're not looking for it, you're just being it, you're radiating it, and then you're able to create it as well. This is the place that you want to create from. And I know with my second marriage, when I met my husband, I was not in the place where I was looking for someone to give me love. I was looking to share the love that I was feeling. I was looking to share the joy that I was feeling. I was looking to share the abundance that I was feeling. I was coming from my true essence. And you can only do this when you become aware. First, you become aware you're operating from your ego, which is just being all about being in survival mode. And then you realize that it's not fulfilling to go for goals from the perspective of the ego or from the state of mind of the ego. And once you realize that, and you awaken to the fact that you would be able to get so much more joy and peace and love and all those things that you want when you create from your true essence, you are inspired to become aware. Where am I creating from? Am I creating from my ego, or am I creating from the space of abundance, joy, freedom, etc.? Because when you create from that space, then you will automatically find that what you create automatically are infused with those qualities as well. So a great way for a person to be able to let go of the grip that the ego has on you, one of the things that I like to recommend to my clients, and that I have done and continue to do, is to write a letter to your mom and a separate letter to your dad. And in that letter, all the resentments and all the pain and all the whatever it is that you have, all the beef that you have with your mom and your dad, write it down in that letter. And then the words that must be contained in that letter is the following. At the end, when you've voiced all your grievances and all of that, end the letter by saying, I apologize for not accepting you for exactly who you are. I apologize for not accepting you for exactly who you are. Because before your parent is your mom, or before your parent is your dad, they're just a human being making decisions and acting from a place that is also their trauma, their ego. And when you can understand that, you can see that no forgiveness is needed. Acceptance and compassion is what is needed. And when you do that, you are able to completely leave the past in the past and start operating from a higher vibration of peace and acceptance and compassion. So in that letter, those are the words you say, and you end it off by saying, I love and appreciate you. And you say, I love and appreciate you, even if you felt that they have hurt you. You end it that way because you can appreciate the fact that they gave life to you. If not for them, you would not be alive today. You would not have a life. You would not have the lovely children that you have. You will not be open to the potential that is still ahead of you of the life that you can create. And all of this is done not for their sake, it's done for your sake. Because you want to have that whole programming of the ego, which is all based around the trauma that you experience in your life, or it doesn't have to be dramatic trauma, etc. But however it is that you learn to cope in your family and outside of your family, that is basically the mental construct that is now your ego. And you want it to loosen its grip so that you can move more into the true space that is you, your true essence. I want to encourage you to share this information also with other single moms, if you are a single mom now watching this, and anyone else for whom this message will resonate. So also please subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to chatting to you more about topics around the single mom.